Hi everyone, we have a special guest with us today. Ziad is here from Qualcomm. And Ziad, for our viewers, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everybody, thank you Jafar for hosting me, all the Tea Break followers. Welcome to GITEX. My name is Ziad from Qualcomm, looking after the business in the Middle East and Central Asia region. Very happy to be here today.
So what brings you guys to GITEX? Tell us a little bit about what you're doing here.
So as usual, GITEX is the place where the brightest people come every year to see what's the latest in technology and innovation and performance. And this is where we sit, right in the middle of that, bringing technology, performance and innovation to the world of mobility. And this year we're showcasing some very interesting and new stuff in GITEX. So, of course, the talk of the town between here and Riyadh is about 4G and LTE, and we're glad to see that four simultaneous or almost simultaneous launches happening between these two great cities and great countries. So we'll talk more about it later. We're also talking about our latest consumer efforts around the Snapdragon brand and the new Snapdragon classes of chipsets that you can start seeing around when you walk into retail stores this month and onwards. So
okay.
Quite some exciting stuff.
Great. So let's start with 4G. You mentioned that it's being rolled out in the region. I mean, how does Qualcomm power the 4G that the end user is basically going to be experiencing? What can one expect from that? If you can give us a little bit more details on that.
4G is another big leap in the technology of mobile. We've been working for the last 25 years on the evolution from the first generation to the second. For the last 3 years we've been really enjoying the third generation of mobile technology with high speeds of 21 megabits, 42 megabits in some cases, very high-end devices out there in the market. And now 4G brings another big jump into the technology. Depending on where you are and which countries and which operators have deployed it, you can imagine speeds of up to 70, 80, 100 megabits per second. Obviously, for the first period of time, most of these will be enjoyed over using laptops and tablets via USB dongles or some form of a Wi-Fi router. And with time, we will see more and more smartphones and tablets coming out with 4G embedded. So, quite some interesting way ahead of us.
Okay. You also mentioned your Snapdragon processors. Could you talk a little bit about those?
So Snapdragon today is our flagship brand when it comes to the outside world, the consumers. This is what they will recognize Qualcomm for. And we've launched the Snapdragon brand around a year ago. We've been doing some activities out there in the market, but this year, very recently, we launched also some categories under the Snapdragon brand. So if you're looking for an entry-level smartphone, or quite a capable device for casual, taking pictures and multimedia, you would look for an S1 Snapdragon, which is typically somewhere between 600 and 1 gigahertz in processor speed, gives you good HSPA plus connectivity for 3G, and empowers you to get access to smartphones at a quite interesting price range initially. Following that, you would move up to an S2, for instance, if you want more capabilities, more multimedia and processing speeds of 1 gigahertz and beyond. This is like the latest BlackBerry line, for instance, which uses our Snapdragon S2 processors. The latest Windows Phone 7 from Acer, which is displayed here at our booth as well, uses a Snapdragon S2. But then if you're looking for top-end performance, very aggressive on multimedia, music, video, etc., you'd look for an S3. A Snapdragon S3 will come with a multiple core, a dual core processor, 1.2, 1.4 gigahertz. Typically the very high-end HTC devices, the Evo with 3D, for instance, the HTC Sensation with the Beats audio system, quite some innovative designs out there. And then, of course, we will keep bringing in innovations. So in the pipeline, we've spoken earlier about the S4 class of Snapdragon, and these will be devices with multiple cores, again, quad cores, possibly beyond the 1.7 to gigahertz type of speeds. Typically more oriented towards tablets. And the big announcement recently was that we will be also powering the Windows 8 tablets coming soon, which is a big first for Windows to move into the ARM architecture, which we are supporting, and kind of having more corporate and consumer type of application running on a mobile type of device rather than a desktop or a laptop device.
How do you see, as far as the future is concerned, you've got Intel moving from top down. Basically, they've always traditionally provided very high-end CPUs, power hungry as well, but they're trying to cut down on power and move into that space. Yeah. And Qualcomm or other companies that have traditionally provided very low-powered kind of SoCs. and they're kind of moving up into the performance ladder space now. So where do you see this headed in the next 5 years?
Well, definitely. I mean, there is convergence happening, and a lot of talk about it between the two worlds, the world of IT and the world of mobile. And people want to see less devices doing more things with them. So that probably is the drive behind this movement. Like you said, our pedigree is to bring very high-end performance at very efficient power consumption, at very efficient heat generation. That's why today you can have a tablet or a phone that lasts a full day battery charge and more, that doesn't need fans to cool it down, that is connected all the time, instantly on, instantly off. This is what the whole mobile ecosystem and mobile pedigree brings into the game. And as you can see, also the capabilities in terms of performance and power are matching those of IT. When I talk about 2 gigahertz and beyond, with quad-core, these are some quite powerful devices out there to rival many of the desktop devices that you have today in the market. So it's going to be a very interesting few years ahead of us.
All right, well, wonderful. Thank you very much for your time. Just closing on a personal note, what has your favorite device or technology that you've seen in GTEx this year? Is there anything that you saw and made you go, wow?
Well, I haven't had my tour yet, but I'm sure there are lots of nice devices out there. What I would recommend that you come is 2 things. Come and see us at our Qualcomm booth in Concourse 2. We will do a very nice augmented reality demo. We've done some nice demos also supported by application developers here in the region. And if you have some time, visit the Etisalat booth and see the mHealth application where you'll get your vitals scanned with an ultrasound machine, and you'll get all of that delivered to you by MS. Quite some powerful stuff.
Oh, great. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
See you later.